a Taft station. Our regularly scheduled programs will not be seen tonight, so that we may bring you a special WTAF sports presentation of Phillies baseball.
Welcome to Phillies 85. From Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego, California, it's the Philadelphia Phillies and the San Diego Padres. Tonight's game is brought to you by Nissan, who invite you to test drive the sizzling 300ZX Turbo, one of the world's great sports cars. The 300ZX, it is awesome. Bud Light, the best has a taste all its own. Satisfying but never filling, so ask for Bud Light. Roy Rogers Restaurant. Try Roy's for great roast beef, burgers, and chicken. It's fast food. You'll want to eat slow.
Good evening, everyone, from Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego. Welcome to Phillies baseball. Tonight, the Phils wrap up this series with the San Diego Padres. It'll be Charles Hudson for the Phillies, LaMarr Dewey Hoyt for San Diego. Harry Callis along with Rich Ashburn and Andy Musser. And there's a conspicuous name absent from the Padre lineup, and that is Tim Flannery, who evidently, after being slam dunked last night by Kevin Gross, suffered a shoulder injury, and Flannery is not in the lineup tonight. Rich, do you expect anything to come out of the altercation of last night?
I doubt it. I think it kind of came to a head when Denny and Flannery went at each other in that sixth inning. Excuse me. It all started, of course, I think it started when Gary Templeton got low-bridged in the first game of this series. It kind of picked up steam with Schmidt getting knocked down, Samuel getting hit, and then Flannery getting hit. I don't look for anything, Harry. These clubs have been competitive, but it's kind of a friendly rivalry. There's no bad blood here.
It was a heartbreaking loss, no question, for the Phillies last night, Andy, but I think some good things happened even in the loss last night. The Phillies looked like they started to do things pretty well together.
Well, I agree with you, Harry. I think everybody felt pretty good about the game, with the exception of losing it. For example, the Phillies' third run last night was a classic because Ozzie Virgil gave himself up, and he's not the easiest guy to do that, but he did it with 2 strikes, moved the runner over to third base, and the Phillies got a run out of that. And that's the kind of baseball that John Felski wants to play.
So it'll be the final game of this series between the Phillies and the Padres, and we'll be back to check the starting lineups for tonight's game right after these words.
This Bud's for everyone who scrapes it, sprays it, and lays it on smooth. Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser. For all you do. This Bud's for you.
I know what it means to be out of work. 6 years ago, I was laid off. But I had an idea for a business of my own. So I talked to Dan Polka at Mellon Bank. Dan arranged a loan that got me started. Since then, I've had more loans from Mellon, and I bought the division I used to work for. Today, I have 85 people working for me.
When someone like Mike has an idea that'll create jobs, that's more than just business to me.
Talk to your Mellon banker, a neighbor you can count on.
Are you just a number to your phone company? 973, blah, blah, blah. Well, you're number 1 to Sprint. You're important to them. I'm not kidding. You can talk to them anytime. A real person. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're there. And Sprint spent $1 billion last year to make sure you come through loud and clear. It's your choice. You can be somebody to Sprint or a big zero to somebody else. Call Sprint. Find out about it.
Lineup cards are being exchanged at home plate by Phillies coach Lee Ely and Kurt Pavakwa for San Diego. And here are the starting lineups for the visiting Phils. Jeff Stone will lead off in left field. Juan Samuel at second base, batting second. Bon Hayes, the center fielder, will hit third. Mike Schmidt at first base hitting fourth. Ozzie Virgil will catch and bat fifth. Glenn Wilson in right field hits sixth. Rick Shue will be at third base. He'll bat seventh. Steve Jeltz at shortstop hitting eighth, and batting ninth and pitching Charles Hudson. He's won 1, lost 5, an ERA of 3.18. For the Padres, it'll be Jerry Royster leading off at second base. Tony Gwynn in right field bats second. Steve Garvey first base hitting third. Greg Nettles third base bats fourth. Kevin McReynolds in center field will hit fifth. Terry Kennedy will catch and bat sixth. Carmelo Martinez left field hitting seventh. Gary Templeton at shortstop batting eighth. Batting ninth and pitching LaMarr Hoyt 5 and 4. Now we're standing for the singing of our national anthem. United States Marine Corps color guard on the field here at Jack Murphy Stadium and the playing of our national anthem by stadium organist Danny Topaz. The umpires for tonight's game, Paul Runge will call the balls and strikes. Jim Quick at first base, Bob Engel at second, and Dave Pallone will umpire at third. And this copyright telecast is authorized under television rights granted by the Phillies solely for the entertainment of our viewing audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Phillies and WTAF TV is prohibited. Defensively behind Dewey Hoyt, that's Steve Garvey at first base. Jerry Royster at second. Flannery is out with a left shoulder problem after last night's altercation. The shortstop is Gary Templeton. Greg Nettles at third. In the outfield, Carmelo Martinez in left field. Kevin McReynolds in center. And the right fielder is Tony Gwynn. Doing the catching, Terry Kennedy. And on the mound, the 30-year-old right-hander from Columbia, South Carolina, LaMarr Dewey Hoyt. 5 wins, 4 losses, his record, a 3.80 earned run mark. And he has won his last 3 decisions in a row. One of them coming over the Phillies against Steve Carlton Veterans Stadium 7-2. And before the game, the United States Navy Leapfrog parachute team put on quite a show here at Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego. And about 12 of them that came parachuting in did an outstanding job. Jeff Stone will lead off for the Phils. I'd like to send along our best to Charles and Josephine Brown watching in Hamilton, New Jersey. Their son Gary is out here working with the San Diego State Baseball Club, one of the coaches for the Aztecs. Fouled off by Stone, 1 strike to him. Gary used to be a state policeman in New Jersey. Good friend of the Bulls.
Hoyt throws strikes. If you're going to beat him, you're going to have to hit him out of there.
Stone does get a base hit to left field, so Stone is a leadoff base runner. And Stone might try to run. That'll bring on Juan Samuel.
Nice cut on a fastball by Jeff Stone. Kind of sliced it into left field.
Samuel hitting at .248. Stone, the runner at first base. Hoyt led the American League in control the last 2 years. Stone started and stopped a ball and no strikes. Last year, he averaged just 1.1 walks per 9 innings pitched. The year before, 1.6. Won the Cy Young in the American League in '83. Ball and a strike to Samuel. Hoyt will throw a lot of breaking balls. He'll throw a lot of curves, sliders. Excellent change of speeds. Throws everything for strikes. Not a lot of strikeouts. 26 strikeouts in 71 innings, but only 9 walks. Stone started and stopped as they pitched out. It's 2-1.
Yeah, I think they gave the pitch out away. Kennedy jumped out from behind home plate so quickly. I think Jeff picked it up and slammed on the brakes. There's also a lot of loose dirt down there around that first base area that seems to be bothering Stone.
Stone going on this pitch. Samuel taps it to third base, and Stone's going to try to get to third, and does, and the ball's thrown down the left field line. Stone will score, and the Phillies lead at 1-0 on Jeff Speed.
There'll be a throwing error on Steve Garvey. A lot of aggressive base running there by Jeff Stone. He did have the play beaten at third. See, Garvey uncorked that high throw, and Stoney didn't know where the ball was, and Dave Bristol practically had to pick him up and throw him towards home plate. There he goes, and he'll make it easily.
There's Felton. He also helping him from the dugout. So 1-0 on Jeff Stone's speed, and Von Hayes takes a called strike. Strike on the outside corner, and Hayes can't believe it. A changeup.
Can't believe both the first 2 pitches. If those are strikes, the hitters better be hacking tonight. Hayes didn't like the first call and liked the second one even less.
Two strikes to him with 1 out. Ball and 2 strikes. Missing with a breaking ball. It's 2-2. Called out on strikes. Vaughn is not at all happy with Paul Runge, and Runge kind of smirking as Hayes walks back to the dugout. Runge seemed to take delight in ringing him up here.
That pitch is only about 6-8 inches outside. It's no wonder Hayes was upset. 3 bad calls on him. 1 isn't so bad. 2 is tolerable, I guess. 3, you don't have a chance.
Ball and no strikes to Mike Schmidt, hitting at .220. What a 1 to him. There's Bond. He's hot. Centerfield misses the breaking ball. A ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs, a run across. Struck him out. 2 strikeouts for Hoyt, and the Phillies are out in the first, getting a run. It'll be unearned. On 1 hit, 1 Padre error, and nobody left after 1/2. Phillies 1, San Diego coming to bat.
Slow down, we want you to know each one's someone different with their own way to go. Slow down, hear what each one's saying. Slow down.
Tonight, take them to dinner at Roy Rogers and let everyone be themselves.
Roy Rogers says slow down.
You dig in each day and you take us along. When it's time to play, you're singing our song. Frank, hopping with flavor, pick up an orange and chug it on down. Drive like cherry, the greatest around. Whenever you're thirsty and there's no time to waste, pick up a Frank's, we deliver on taste. Frank's, hopping with flavor.
Is it Frank's? Thanks.
Challenge me and my teammates to pregame contest on the field. July 4th Carnival at the Vet. See you there.
Defensively for the Phils, Mike Schmidt at first base. Juan Samuel at second. Shortstop is Steve Jeltz. And at third base, Rick Shue. In the outfield, Jeff Stone at left. Center fielder is Von Hayes. And in right field, Glenn Wilson. Ozzie Virgil doing the catching for Charles Hudson. Hudson's pitched a lot better than his 1-5 record would indicate. He has a pretty good earned run mark of 3.18. And he has a good innings pitched ratio. In 45 innings, he's given up only 30 hits. Given up some long balls, and they have hurt him. Jerry Royster will be the first one to face him, hitting at .243. Phillies are home on Friday night against the Montreal Expos. Steve Carlton and David Palmer Friday night. Saturday night it'll be Shane Raleigh against Bryn Smith, and Sunday afternoon Kevin Gross and Joe Hesketh. Ball and no strikes to Jerry Royster. 2-0 to him. Reno. Three balls and a strike to Royster. Tony Gwynn will be up next. Padres are second in the National League in team hitting, behind only the St. Louis Cardinals. He walked him. So Royster is a leadoff base runner on a walk, and that'll bring on Tony Gwynn. Gwynn is fifth in the league in hitting, batting at .318. Sent along our best to Jim and Gloria Guerreri in Philadelphia. Their son Jim out here at the ballpark. One nothing Phillies. We're in the bottom of the first. Atlanta beat the Cubs in 11 innings, 4-2 this afternoon. Rafael Ramirez knocking in all four for the Braves, including a two-run game-winning home run in the 11th. Montreal shut out San Francisco 6-0 on a one-hit shutout by Mickey Mailer. His first win in the big league since 1982. One strike to Tony Gwynn.
Dan Gladden got that giant hit, an infield hit.
Mailer, the older brother of Rick Mailer of the Braves, left-hander. Gwynn tried to bunt his way on, fouled it off, 2 strikes to him. Cincinnati leading Pittsburgh in a slugfest tonight at Cincinnati 11-9. They're in the 9th inning. Houston leads St. Louis 4-3 in the 7th at St. Louis. A couple of rainouts in the American League. Oakland at New York rained out tonight. Cleveland at Boston rained out, and Chicago at Texas rained out. Ball and 2 strikes to Tony Gwynn. Baltimore shut out California 4-0 tonight. Detroit leading Seattle 5-2 in the 8th. Those hot Toronto Blue Jays leading Minnesota 5-0 in the 9th inning. Royster going on the pitch. It's tapped softly toward third. Shoe. Now they have Royster trapped in a rundown. A base running mistake by Royster gives the Phillies an out because Shoe had no play on Gwynn. Base hit for Gwynn.
Now, Gwynn will get the infield single. I don't know what Royster was thinking of. He saw Shoe, I guess, leaving third, but Jeltz is heading towards third, and Royster's an easy out. That was a break.
1 down, and that'll bring on Steve Garvey, hitting at .292. Ball and no strikes to Garvey. San Diego is last in the league in stolen bases, but they do hit and run a lot. Padres have stolen just 14 bases all year. Gwynn is their leader with 5. He's at first with 1 out. Popped up. Juan Samuel out in the outfield grass makes the play. Garvey's out 2 down, and that'll bring on Greg Nettles. Nettles hitting at .242, 4 homers. He has knocked in 15. He leads the league in walks with 34 of them. Win at first base, 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the first. Phillies lead 1-0. Ground ball to Schmidt. He'll make the unassisted put out, and the Padres are down in the first inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. They leave 1. At the end of 1, it's 1-0 Phils.
Strength, pride, tradition. For centuries, the Clydesdales have been known as a special breed. Today, the Clydesdales symbolize Budweiser's dedication to quality, superior ingredients, exclusive beechwood aging, and a distinctively clean, crisp taste only Budweiser can offer. Quality taste, because this Bud's for you.
Over 9 million Americans did last year. They bought a used car. The average price was $5,075. Too bad. They could have owned a brand new Nissan Sentra, the best-selling import in America. Brand new at list for as low as $54.99, not counting your trade-in. The only place to see a Sentra is at your Nissan dealers, but get there early. When he gets them, they go fast, and so should you. To your Greater Delaware Valley Datsun dealers.
People come to Atomic Tires for the lowest prices on the best names in tires, but they get more. Like the lowest prices on shock absorbers, quality brake service, and premium batteries. And if you hurry to Atomic Tires this week, here's what you'll find. Buy any 2 General White Wall Steel radials at our everyday low discount prices and get an extra 10% cash discount. Atomic Tires. Our name says tires, but we do more.
Well, don't forget Saturday night at Veterans Stadium will be Kodak Camera Night. Gates will open at 5:05. Fans will be permitted on the field to take shots of their favorite players. That's this Saturday, the Phillies and the Montreal Expos, 7:05, Kodak Camera Night. You can get your Phillies tickets at any one of the many Ticketron outlets. For the one nearest you, call 215-885-2515. Ozzie Virgil leads off for the Phils. A ball and no strikes to him. Ozzie batting at .306. Cincinnati has won their game at home over Pittsburgh, 11-9, a final score. So the Padres' lead on the Cincinnati Reds is now just 1 game. Pete Rose has done a great job with that Cincinnati ball club. 2-1 to Ozzie Virgil. Missed inside with a breaking ball. 3-1 to him. John Felsky, Phillies manager, looking on. Full count to Virgil.
Pretty good 3-1 pitch, either a slider or that cut fastball, they call it.
Virgil dribbles one down the third base side, and Hoyt wisely lets it roll foul. Count still full to Ozzie. Ozzie coming into play as the 7th leading hitter in the National League. Hoyt coming over to the San Diego Padres from the White Sox in the deal that sent Tim Lawler and shortstop Ozzie Guillen, Luis Salazar to the Chicago White Sox. Virgil's had a good series here at San Diego. A couple of home runs on Monday night, 2 hits last night, and an RBI. Ozzie is called out on strikes, and that's 3 straight strikeouts for LaMarr Hoyt. 1 down to the second. It'll bring on Glenn Wilson.
Ozzie must have been looking for something else. Fastball right through there, just above the knees. Good pitch.
Wilson batting at .253. 4 homers, leads the Phillies in RBIs with 28 of them. Two and nothing to Glenn Wilson. Very high fly ball deep to center field, but Kevin McReynolds right in front of the fence at the track makes the catch. Wilson's out, 2 down, and that'll bring up Rick Shue.
Number 15.
Shue batting at 200. Phillies lead 1-0. We're playing in the second. Got the breaking ball over. 1 strike to Shue. Another breaking ball. 0-2 to him. Fastball foul back. Still 2 strikes to Shue. Hoyt has a good lifetime record, 79 up and 53 down. Struck him out with a breaking ball, and that's 4 Ks for Dewey Hoyt. No runs, hits, or errors, and none left. And we go to the bottom of the second. It's 1-0 Phils.
Fitness. Food for fitness. Milk.
Fitness. Food for fitness. Cottage cheese.
Fitness. Food for fitness. Yogurt.
You need calcium to keep your bones strong and young, because even though you stop growing, your bones never stop changing.
Give your body the calcium it needs with the foods that provide calcium.
Fitness.
Milk. Cottage cheese. Yogurt.
Foods for fitness.
Vegas, Thursday, June 6th, from the fabulous Riviera Hotel, Don King presents D-Day Dynamite. Fighting for the undisputed light heavyweight championship of the world, the incredible Michael Spinks versus James Big Mac McDonald. Fighting for the WBC Cruiserweight Championship, Carlos Sugar De Leon against Alfonso Ratliff. Plus, Davey Hilton versus Dennis Horn. Thursday, June 6th, on this station.
Thursday at 8 on TV 29.
The hardest part of applying for a loan is waiting for an answer. So Provident National Bank makes you this promise. If you apply before 10 a.m. on any weekday, you'll know if your loan is approved before the day is out. Home improvement, new car, used car, or a personal loan.
Hello? I got it?
Same-day approval on loans. Call us and apply, or stop by any Provident office. We're prepared to help.
Next week, WTAF TV 29 shows off its summer weeknight lineup. You won't want to miss the premiere of Bosom Buddies at 6. It Takes Two with Patty Duke Aston at 6:30. And at 7, Private Benjamin. The fun begins Monday right here on TV 29. Kevin McReynolds, the hero of last night's game, will lead off for San Diego here in the second, batting at .254. 7 homers. He's knocked in 34 runs. One strike to McReynolds. McReynolds is 5th in the league in RBIs, and he hits it off the end of his bat foul in and out of the Padre dugout. And Tom Herr of St. Louis leads the league in RBIs with 46 of them. Leads the league in hitting at .380.
Took over where Dale Murphy left off at the start of the season.
Foul back to the screen. Herr is having just an outstanding year. He leads the league in on-base percentage. Tied for the league lead in doubles. Of course, the fact that Vince Coleman is not only getting on base but stealing bases has to help her a lot. He's probably seen a lot of fastballs too to hit.
Coleman has 39 stolen bases. He's heading for 100. He's a guy in spring training that didn't look like he could hit a lick. In fact, they were going to farm him out.
Still 1-2 to Kevin McReynolds. Yeah, Coleman is certainly well ahead of the pace, as Juan Samuel said last year, and setting the rookie record for stolen bases. The appeal going down to the first base umpire, Jim Quick, who said he did check his swing. It's 2-2 to Kevin McReynolds.
Here's the check swing.
Pretty close.
Yeah, I've seen that called a strike. Anytime that bat crosses the plane of the plate.
He pops him up in the air in front of the plate. Look out. Somebody take charge, and Jeltz does. Normally, a third baseman will take charge of that ball. You don't want Hudson fielding it, but Jeltz took charge and made the play.
It looked like anybody wanted that until Jeltz got into the picture.
The Pep Boys, Manny, Mo, and Jack, the three best friends your car ever had. Here's Terry Kennedy batting .280. Both teams, the Padres and the Phillies, met before the game with Don Fair. Players Council. Did you hear anything, any results of those meetings?
Hush, hush.
Yeah.
It was, I guess, a strike vote meeting, and discussion as to if there is going to be a strike, when it's going to be.
Ball and a strike to Terry Kennedy.
Guess it'll be announced at the proper time as to what the vote was.
Well, those votes usually end up, they say, being unanimous.
I haven't seen one yet that has
unanimity.
I haven't seen one that hasn't been unanimous yet. Strictly a player vote. It's not a manager or coaches. They're not involved.
Lined just fair. Hit the chalk line. Kicks away from Wilson. Kennedy rounding second. Heading for third. And he'll reach with a triple. His first triple of the year.
Now, he doesn't get many triples because he can't run very well, but that ball got down there in the right field corner. He really turned on that pitch, and it hit right on the outside of the chalk line. And the ball rattled around in that bullpen, Phillies bullpen area, and Kennedy chugs all the way into third easily.
Well, Kennedy at third base, one out. The batter will be Carmelo Martinez. He's hitting at .280. 7 homers. He's knocked in 24. Phillies will play the infield up on the right side. Jeltz will come in with a pitch, so they bring it up. Misses a breaking ball. 1 strike to Carmelo Martinez. One nothing Phillies. We're in the bottom of the second. Fouls it back and out of play, and Hudson is in front of Martinez. 0-2.
Infield is up about halfway. With a runner like Kennedy, you don't have to come in all the way to get a play at the plate.
Kennedy at third, 1 out, 2 strikes to Carmelo Martinez. Hot shot and a great grab by Jeltz, and he throws out Martinez, and Kennedy has to hold on at third base. Good play by Steve Jeltz.
If the infield would have been all the way up, that would have been through for a base hit. So coming in about halfway, that saved a run.
And here's Gary Templeton and Mike Schmidt in to talk to Charles Hudson. Tempe batting at .266, hitting a lot better left-handed than right, .288 left-handed. Ball and no strikes to Gary Templeton. Phillies leading 1-0. We're in the bottom of the second, and now they're going to put him on. Going to put Templeton on and pitch to LaMarr Hoyt. Dewey Hoyt has just 2 hits in 24 at-bats for an .083 average. His hits have come against Hall of Fame type pitchers, though. He has one of them off Dwight Gooden to drive in a run, and one of them off Steve Carlton. Padre runners first and third with 2 outs for LaMarr Hoyt. One strike to LaMarr Hoyt. '26-year-old Charles Hudson from Dallas. Fouls it out of play, and Hudson in front of Hoyt, 0-2. Game at Toronto over. The Blue Jays have shut out Minnesota by a score of 5-0. Jays keep a 5-game lead over Baltimore in American League East. Detroit 6.5 back. They won tonight 5-2.
Can't believe that Minnesota club, the year they've had, they lost 9 in a row early in the season. Then they came back and won, I think, 9 in a row. Had another long losing streak.
Hoyt stays alive at 0-2. Kennedy at third, Templeton at first with 2 outs. Got him with a breaking ball, struck him out. First strikeout for Hudson. And the Padres are out in the second. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. They leave 2 at the end of 2. It's still 1-0 Phils.
This bud's to everyone who tackles the changes and challenges of that new promotion.
This bud's for you. There's no one else who does it quite the way you do. So this is you. For all you do.
Yep, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do. This bud's for you.
What do? You sit there with the cold one and watch the Phillies on TV. You're supposed to be out mowing the lawn, right? So you get a little heat from your spouse. Next time, come out to the vet. The game's more fun out here. Sunshine, refreshments, great fans. And there's no lawn to mow. And bring your husband, too.
Pete Rose and the Reds invade the vet Sunday, July 7th. They can't get this neat MAB family cooler, but you can.
You'll find it at the store with the sign you can't ignore. And even at the shore, you'll find Cash Stream.
It's on your way to class, you'll find it as you pass. And where you get your gas, you'll find Cash Stream.
By night or by day, it's right on your way.
Wherever you are, you're never too far from Cash Stream.
Cash Stream.
You can find Cash Stream at Mellon Bank.
Time now for our Mellon $1 million inning. If a Philly hits a home run during this inning, some lucky fan will win $2,000. If a Philly hits a grand slam, that jackpot jumps to $1 million. Pick up an entry blank at any Mellon bank or send your name and address on a postcard to Mellon $1 million inning, Box 558, Lowell, Indiana. If your name is drawn and you're 18 years of age or older, you could be a winner. Our first contestant is Irene Kurtz of Broomall, Pennsylvania. Steve Jeltz batting for Irene Kurtz. Jeltz hitting a 180. See, he's choking up on the bat slightly. What they're getting him to do, he hits the ball fairly hard to right, but right at Tony Gwynn. And Jeltz is out, one down. Irene Kurtz of Broomall. You'll get 4 free tickets to a future Phillies game, courtesy of Mellon Bank. That'll bring on Charles Hudson. He'll be batting for Randy Strauss of Havertown, Pennsylvania. Hudson, nothing out of 7. 1 out, no base runners. 3rd inning, Phillies lead 1-0. He fouls it back. 1 strike to Hudson. Phillies got their run on 1 hit with the speed of Jeff Stone, going 1st to 3rd on a ground out and scoring on a throwing error on Steve Garvey. Ball and a strike to Hudson. Fouls it back up and just below us. 1-2 to Charles Hudson. Missed inside with a breaking ball. 2-2. Beats 1 foul down the 3rd base side. Still 2-2. 3rd base coach Dave Bristol chases it down. He got him with a breaking ball. That's 5 strikeouts for Hoyt. 2 down here in the 3rd. Randy Strauss of Havertown. You'll get 4 free tickets to a future Phillies game, courtesy of Mellon Bank, and that'll bring on Jeff Stone, who's accounted for the Phillies run. He'll be batting for William Dittbrenner of Springfield, Pennsylvania. Stone has singled and scored the only run of the game. Just missed with a breaking ball. 1-0. Fastball, and he hits it on the ground to Royster at second, who throws Stone out, and Hoyt has a 1-2-3 inning in the 3rd. William Dittbrenner of Springfield. You'll get 4 free tickets to a future Phillies game, courtesy of Mellon Bank. Join us on Sunday when our jackpot will be worth $2,100. No runs, hits, or errors, none left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. It's 1-0 Phils.
I know what it means to be out of work. 6 years ago, I was laid off. But I had an idea for a business of my own. So I talked to Dan Polka at Mellon Bank. Dan arranged a loan that got me started. Since then, I've had more loans from Mellon, and I bought the division I used to work for. Today, I have 85 people working for me.
When someone like Mike has an idea that'll create jobs, that's more than just business to me.
Talk to your Mellon banker, a neighbor you can count on.
Sun comes from different places, turns a beautiful morning to a wonderful day. Things to see, things to do, places to be, there's lots for you. Hersheypark happy, Hersheypark glad, so many things to see and do, good times to be had. So many things to see and do.
Every now and then you'll come across a road like this. That's when more than ever you'll want a car like this. The Nissan 300ZX Turbo. You flick the adjustable suspension to firm and go for it. It's your road now. And the feeling, like the car, is awesome.
Major motion from Nissan.
For an exciting 300ZX test drive, your Greater Delaware Valley Datsun dealer is the one to see.
Jerry Royster leads off for San Diego. He walked his first time up, looks at a called strike. Phillies leading 1-0, bottom half of the third. Fouls at first base side. 0-2 to Royster. He broke his bat on the foul ball. Royster will be followed by Tony Gwynn, then Steve Garvey. Ozzie Virgil, senior, coaching at third base for the Padres. Jack Kroll at first. Two strikes to Royster. Messing wide with a breaking ball, 1-2. He fouls one, back up and just below us, still 1-2 to Royster. He struck him out. Second strikeout for Hudson. One down to the third. That'll bring up Tony Gwynn, who got an infield single his first time up.
Right fielder Tony Gwynn.
Nice slider that Royster went after.
Well, don't forget this Sunday at 1:35. It'll be Ashburn Half Day. All men 15 and over at Veterans Stadium get a Phillies red cap, just like the ones Whitey wears. Compliments of hers. Be the Phils and the Expos that afternoon, 1:35. You can get your Phillies tickets at the Veterans Stadium ticket office, weekdays 9 to 8, weekends 10 to 4. One strike to Tony Gwynn with one out. Ground ball hit towards Samuel. He has it to his left, throws Gwynn out, and that's two down here in the third, and that'll bring on Steve Garvey. Garvey popped up his first time up. Houston's increased their lead over St. Louis. They're now in the bottom of the eighth at St. Louis. The Astros lead that one 7-3. Here's Garvey with 2 outs and no base runners in the third. 1-0 Phillies. Phils with just one hit. The Padres with 2. One strike to Garvey. Ball and a strike to him. It's Kevin Gross listening to.
Probably the radio broadcast, huh? Don't think it's music. We have equipment in the dugout for our post-game radio show, and sometimes the players will sit down there and listen to the radio.
2-2. Foul back up and just below us. Two and two, it holds to Steve Garvey with 2 outs and no base runners. Just missed with a breaking ball, a full count to him. Walked him. Third walk given up by Hudson. Garvey a 2-out base runner, and Greg Nettles will be the batter. He grounded out his first time up. Phillies leading 1-0. We're in the bottom of the third, back home on Friday night against the Montreal Expos. Andre Dawson, Tim Raines, and that gang will be in. Expos playing very fine baseball this year. 1 strike to Nettles. They're currently 2.5 behind New York in third place in National League East. Playing 8 games over the 500 mark with their win this afternoon at San Francisco. Ball and a strike here to Nettles. Two and one.
Nettles a dead fast ball hitter. He lays on that fastball. Swung fastball, but got the slider.
Got a good slider from Hudson. 2 and 2 to him.
That pitch that Nettles thought was a fastball, but wasn't.
2 balls and 2 strikes to him. Check swing on a breaking ball, fouls it back. Still 2 and 2.
Amazing how those hitters who really like the fastball generally get a fastball to hit in most at-bats. Probably because the pitcher is not getting the other pitches over, has to go to the fastball.
Nettles is selective too. He doesn't swing out of the strike zone frequently. He leads the league in walks. 2 and 2 to him. He's been a good free agent acquisition, as has been Steve Garvey, the runner at first base, and the big goose, Gossage, in the bullpen for the Padres. He's very high with a changeup, and it's a full count.
Free 2 slider. Don't think he'll challenge him with a fastball.
Breaking ball struck him out on the inside corner. A good pitch. Was a 3-2 slider and a dandy. Third strikeout for Hudson. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. Andy Musser coming your way in the 4th, and at the end of 3, it's 1-0 Phil.
Slow down, we want you to know each one is someone different with their own way to go. Slow down, hear what each one's saying. Slow down.
Tonight, take them to dinner at Roy Rogers and let everyone be themselves.
Roy Rogers says slow down.
The new Calais from Oldsmobile may be a rookie, but it's something special. Like rookie star Juan Samuel, the Calais is sleek and fast with 5-speed acceleration. Like rookie star Paul McFadden's kicks, Calais is aerodynamically true and uses advanced technology. Like rookie star Charles Barkley, Calais is powerfully built and tested to last. And like all rookies, Calais is surprisingly affordable. See your Olds connection today for a special deal on a new Calais, Oldsmobile's Rookie of the Year.
Muscle, tireless muscle, captured by Wolverine in these rugged leather work boots with a work-light sole formed of microscopic cells that compress when you step. Lightweight and incredibly comfortable, because Wolverine puts the muscle between your feet and a very rough world. Wolverine work lights, tough, light, comfortable.
Wolverine boots available at W.L. Sterner and G&G Feed Supply.
Pause 5 seconds for station identification. This is the Phillies Television Network.
This is WTAF TV 29 in Philadelphia.
And Andy Musser with us in the fourth. Andy?
Thanks, Rich. It's 1-0 Phillies. Sammy has fouled the first pitch, strike one. Sammy 0 for 1. He grounded to third base in his first at bat. Big rip there. Doesn't connect against LaMarr Hoyt. Hoyt is not pitching exactly the same that he did in Philadelphia in that ball game. He walked 2, didn't strike out anybody in 7 innings. Tonight, more to his style, he hasn't walked anybody, but he does have 5 strikeouts. Last 2 years, he has been the toughest pitcher in the American League against whom to draw a walk. The wave has come to San Diego, unfortunately. Now Sammy's going to try a bunt, and he's out of there. Goes for it on the third strike and misses it, so that'll be another strikeout for Dewey Hoyt, number 6.
Yeah, that's pretty risky, a 2-strike bunt. Of course, if you foul it, you're out. It's a great play if you get it in fair territory. I've never seen Samuel try that 2-strike bunt before.
Now Hayes standing in, struck out in the first inning. Vaughn is 0 for his last 11 and 1 for his last 25, so he's been struggling. But you know, a lot of guys have been struggling in the National League, and even though his batting average right now is at .291, he is still in the top 10. Was a time you could bat .300 and not make the top 10. Now you can bat less than .300 and be included. And Hoyt gets a breaking ball over. 1-2 the count.
I remember hitting .333 one year and was 40 points behind the leader.
That's incredible. That really is incredible.
The leader was a pretty fair hitter.
Stanley.
Usual.
Yeah. This is in foul ground, and Nettles wants it. And Hayes is out, number 2. Fans, on Sunday, June 23rd at 1:35, when the Phillies play the Pittsburgh Pirates, a Phillies red T-shirt with a new contemporary graphic design is going to be given to all children 14 and under, compliments of Thrift Drugs. Get your Phillies tickets at any of the many Ticketron outlets. For the one nearest you, call 215-885-2515. Schmidt also a strikeout victim the first time around. Mike 0 for 1. Bases empty, 2 down. Phillies in the 4th. Broken bat sawed him right off. Nettles makes the grab, and that bat is history, and the Phillies go in turn for the 3rd inning in a row. The Phillies have been retired 1-2-3 after that leadoff single by Stone. Middle of the 4th, 1-0 Phillies.
Nissan 300ZX Turbo. You know the car. But do you know what it's like to drive it? Now you know. Once you get inside a Z will get inside of you. For high-performance sports cars like the 300ZX, the name is Nissan.
I've been a camera shop customer for 25 years. Their service is totally professional. They really know what they're doing.
Camera Shop's 24-hour processing gives me beautiful pictures. And they give me helpful advice, too.
You can always count on the Camera Shop's lab for quality photo finishing on Kodak paper for that good look. And while you're there, ask for your free photo finishing coupon booklet valued at over $15 at all Camera Shop locations.
I promise, you can depend on us at the Camera Shop where the focus is on you.
Angie Dickinson seduces Burt Reynolds into a scheme.
Pinkerton said you could do anything.
And I think I'll just be on my way.
Hey.
You certainly have got an active disposition.
12,500.
No!
How to salvage $1 million without getting caught.
We're being robbed.
Oh, jump! Burt Reynolds is Sam Whiskey. Saturday at 9 on TV 29.
Those speedsters, the St. Louis Cardinals, are headed for Philadelphia. They'll be in town Thursday, June 27th for a game at 3:05 that afternoon. Bankers Hours and a free Phillies matinee idol poster picturing some of the Phillies' best-looking single guys for all fans. Compliments of First Pennsylvania Bank. Get your tickets for that and any other Phillies game by phone at 215-463-1000. Hours weekdays 9 to 8, weekends 10 to 4, and you can use a major credit card. 1-0 Phillies. Kevin McReynolds leads it off for San Diego and takes a strike. He's 0 for 1. He popped up to Steve Jeltz. McReynolds, the hero of last night's game by hitting a gapper in the 9th inning to win it for the Padres. Last night, I hope you were with us for that ball game last night, because that was a classic. Foul down the right field side. It's amazing the way some games turn out to be so much more competitive than others. And last night's game just had a little of everything.
John Felsky called it the toughest loss they've had all year. Plus, they were one pitch away from winning it.
Into right field. Wilson wants it. And he makes the catch in foul territory. McReynolds fouls out to Wilson. That's one down in the 4th. Budweiser, the king of beers, reach for that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you. And Terry Kennedy, who has more hits than any other Padre against the Phillies this year. The Navy is out here tonight. The Japanese Navy, I believe that is. And there's another hit for Kennedy. He put one in the right field bullpen before. And this one goes to the left field corner, and he's got a 2-base hit, a triple and a double for Kennedy tonight.
What a difference a year makes for Terry Kennedy. He couldn't buy a base hit last year. Reached out on a fastball and drilled it into left field. He has 2 legs of the cycle, and probably the 2 hardest legs for a power hitter are the double and the triple.
The Padres lead the National League in extra base hits. They have 134 of them. Carmelo Martinez takes a strike. There's 1 out in the inning. The last time Kennedy was at third base with 1 out, and the Padres couldn't get him in. Martinez grounded out, hitting it hard to Jeltz, and he was playing about halfway at that point. Then they walked Templeton, and then they got LaMarr Hoyt to strike out to end that inning. The Phils have a 1-0 lead, an unearned run. Hudson wants the signs run again. Off-speed pitch is foul to the Phillies dugout. 0-2 on Mello Carmelo, who was the... There's Jerry Koosman getting a souvenir. Nice going, Koos. When you're on the DL, you got to do something. Shane Rowley, is he hanging on your every word?
I think that's radio, isn't it?
Probably. Martinez strikes out. What a great spot for a strikeout. Number 4 for Hudson.
That's a good pitch, too. The slider low and away. Martinez is a wild swinger, and he chased a bad one there.
They're going to do it again. They're going to walk Templeton and go after Hoyt. The same strategy we were just talking about. It worked in the second inning, and they're going to do it again. So that'll be the 4th walk issued by Hudson, but 2 of them are intentional. Last time they did this, they struck out Dewey Hoyt. John Felsky wants to do it all over again. Felsky went fishing again today, caught himself a 4-pound bass. He said it was a gorgeous fish. He said it was very blue and bright-eyed, not bushy-tailed. I didn't say that.
Did he throw it back?
No, his colleague that he was fishing with took it along. Okay, first and second, 2 out now. And LaMarr Dewey Hoyt, who has 2 hits. One of them against Steve Carlton, and the other one, I think, was against Dwight Gooden. The Mets have scored. They lead the Dodgers 1-0 in the second at Dodger Stadium. Called strike 2, 0-2 the count. The Astros have picked up a few more runs. They lead 7-3 over the Cardinals in the 9th. Dewey Hoyt chased a bad one, so that strategy did pay off. Strikeout number 5 for Hudson. And again, Kennedy stranded on base. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left. We finished 4. It's 1-0 Phillies.
To everyone who's got what it takes to make his own brakes, this Bud's for you.
Testing. This is Paul Martinez reporting from the International Airport.
Thanks, Paul. That's great. I'll take it from here. How do I look? Just fine. Let's fire it up. Come on.
This Bud's for you. There's no one else who does it quite the way you do. So let's go to you. You know it is and only what you say is what you do.
Are we on? This is Paul Martinez reporting. Well, thank goodness the pilot knew what he was doing.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
From the International Airport, this is Paul Martinez reporting.
Thank you, Paul, and welcome to the news team.
To Paul Martinez, my son.
Thanks, boss.
Take pictures of the players when the Expos visit the vet. It's Kodak's Camera Night, Saturday, June 8th. But don't forget your camera.
Dick Williams counting them up there, and he's right. 3, 6, 9, 12 in a row retired by his pitcher, Dewey Hoyt, ever since that leadoff single by Stone. Came around to score on the ground out by Somwell, and the Phillies have not done anything since. Ozzie took a called 3rd strike. He was looking for a breaking ball on a 3-2 pitch, and Hoyt froze him with a fastball.
I asked Dick Williams, Andy, if he were a player today, who would he want as his manager? Without hesitation, he said, the little general, Gene Mauch.
Foul out of play. He could probably play for Chuck Tanner, wouldn't you think?
Well, if you can't play for Chuck, you can't play for anybody. It wouldn't be too bad playing for Dick Williams. A very successful manager, wherever he's been. And he always gets fired.
Well,
in that job, if you stick around long enough, that's inevitable. But you're right. He's won at Oakland. He's won at Boston. And he's won here. That's number 7 for Hoyt.
Ozzie went after a bad pitch, high fastball.
13 in a row set down by Dewey. Here's Wilson. He hit the ball as hard as any Philly tonight. Caught on the warning track in straightaway center by McReynolds. A ground ball to Royster. Oh, he's just mowing them down, isn't he? It can't be this easy. Phillies probably feel very fortunate to have that run up there.
Mixing his pitches well. Fastball, slider, curve. Good control. He seems to know what he's doing out there.
He has had at least one strikeout in every inning. Here's Rick Shue, who looked at a called third strike in the second inning.
That fastball, I don't think it's that fast. I'd be surprised if it was 90 miles an hour. That's pretty fast, but it's not a boomer like some of them we see.
They say he has good movement on his ball, though, and that's really what counts. A little nubber. They decide to play it. Kennedy could have let that go foul, but he figured he could get the out, and he did. So 1, 2, 3, they go again. We're in the middle of the 5th, and the Phillies lead 1-0.
There has never been an automobile quite like this, completely redesigned. 1985 Oldsmobile 98 Regency. The luxury is here. Plush, contoured seating for 6, but beneath the glamour lurks performance that is absolutely unexpected. This is a driver's car, and you've got to test drive this new 98 Regency at an Olds Connection dealer to believe it. Some luxury cars just turn heads. This one snaps back.
See your Olds Connection now.
I know you. You're never in one place for very long. But you can still save on long distance. With Sprint, you can keep moving. Call from almost anywhere without getting stuck for up to $1.50 extra on credit card calls. You see, with Sprint, you don't pay anything extra, ever. You just save up to 70%. Sounds good to you, doesn't it? I told you I know you. Call Sprint. Find out about it.
Thursday at 6:30, there's trouble on MASH as homesickness and confusion reign at the 4077.
Are you sure? Absolutely.
BJ and Klinger are drowning their sorrow. And at 7...
Is this child of mixed parents? All we know is that there was one of each. Is that mixed enough?
Her father's an American and her mother's Korean.
And I was afraid of that.
A baby is abandoned at the 4077. Thursday, MASH on TV 29.
A week-long homestand for the Phillies begins on Friday night with the Expos in town at 8:05. Steve Carlton to face David Palmer. Saturday at 7:05, Kodak camera night. Shane Raleigh against Bryn Smith. Sunday afternoon at 1:35, Hers Ashburn Hats. For all men 15 and over, Kevin Gross against Joe Hesketh. Get your tickets at any of the many Ticketron outlets. For the one nearest you, call 885-2515. Phillies ahead 1-0. And the Padres here in the 5th inning start with the top of their order, Jerry Royster. He has walked and struck out. Royster playing because Flannery has a bad left shoulder after that melee last night. They say it's so bad he can't lift his arm above his waist. Royster is only 1 for 8 against right-handed pitching this year. He's been platoon and has not had many opportunities to face the righties. Strike. Hudson with 4 walks and 5 strikeouts, but that's deceiving because 2 of those walks have been intentional walks. Charles has given up 3 hits. Royster, a longtime member of the Atlanta Braves. Late in the season, they told him last year that he was not going to be re-signed, and he came here as a free agent.
Well, the Braves are scuffling. were in last place before today's win over the Cubs. I think they got out of last place because the Giants lost today.
Watched that game at the hotel today. We have cable TV here at the hotel where we stay, and that was a good ball game. Rafael Ramirez, the hero of that one, with a home run, and Royster strikes out. That's number 6 for Hudson. Sunflower seeds. Everybody's eating them on the bench. They have cases of them in the locker room. Lefty'd like to have a little wine to go with those sunflower seeds, wouldn't you think?
Lefty visited his wine factory up in San Francisco.
In the air to center field, but not well hit. Hayes will make the play. And you're doing a heck of a job when you can retire Tony Gwynn on one pitch. 2 up and 2 down. Steve Garvey will bat. He has popped up and walked. Garvey has 5 walks this year. The Phillies have given him 3 of them.
Found a home down here in San Diego after all those great years with the Dodgers. Very popular man in this San Diego community.
John Felsky was quoted in USA Today as saying Larry Anderson was the 2nd funniest ball player he has ever been around. And he's taken a lot of heat over that. He's getting ready to break in some new material.
Of course, number 1 wasn't bad. Bob Uecker,
front row. Ball and a strike on Garvey. He's the only player in the history of the Dodgers ever to have 6 200-hit seasons. That's really an accomplishment to have a 200-hit season anymore. Tony Gwynn had one last year, and I believe he was the only National League player to do that. Into the gap in left center field. Can it be run down? Yes. Stone makes the catch, and the Padres go in turn. We finished 5 here at San Diego. It's 1-0 Phillies.
If you just ask for a light beer,
I'll have a light.
You never know what you'll get.
That's me packing the car. Best vacation ever. Here's Rock City, Texas, L.A., all in 3 days.
Bud Light.
Here I am in Death Valley. That's me looking for water.
So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste,
wait, there's more.
Ask for Bud Light, because everything else,
give me a light.
It's just a light.
That's me packing the car. Best vacation.
New Old Spice Solid keeps guys so much drier, they just might give up their Menon antiperspirant mid-stick.
Hey, Bronco. Here's a present. Hardly used.
New Old Spice Solid keeps you 35% drier than Menon. In fact, 2 strokes of Menon can't keep you as dry as 1 of Old Spice.
Norman, from me to you. Practically brand new.
Old Spice Solid antiperspirant keeps you 35% drier than Menon.
Take my Menon, please.
Men 15 and over get this dashing Richie Ashburn hat. Sunday, June 9th, when the Phillies take on Montreal. Bring the whole gang.
Challenge me and my teammates to pregame contests on the field. July 4th Carnival at the Vet. See you there.
1-0 Phillies at the end of 5 innings. And the interesting thing is that both pitchers are getting a lot of strikeouts as we check their stats tonight. Hoyt with 7 Ks and Hudson with 6. True to his form, Hoyt hasn't walked anybody. As we mentioned, 2 of Hudson's are intentional walks, and hits have been hard to come by. Only a combined 4 in the ball game. Steve Jeltz leads off for the Phillies in the 6th inning, and Hoyt has retired 15 consecutive batters. The only guy to reach base was Jeff Stone with that leadoff single, and that was turned into the only run of the night. Jeltz 0 for 1. He flied to right. 1-1 the count. Jeltz now 0 for his last 19. And that's a strike. It was right across. He didn't bunt at it, but it was over. Jeltz has shortened on the bat, but not by much.
little tape, as you can see right up above the knob.
A little punch roller. Royster fields and throws him out. That's 16 in a row retired. Charles Hudson, the batter, a strikeout victim in the third. Charles is 0 for 1. He is 0 for 8 on the year, with 5 of the 8 being punch-outs. A bunt try, not a bad idea. Remember last year, Charles became a switch hitter for a while. In fact, his very first trip to the plate as a left-handed batter, he lined a double out at Wrigley Field in Chicago, but he started to swing late a lot of the time, and he was wreaking havoc with the fans behind third base. One hopper back the middle, and Hudson gets a base hit. After retiring 16 in a row, Hoyt gives